In this video, I'll be teaching you the easiest scalping strategy. First things first, I'm going to simplify all of the concepts that I'll be using. I won't use any complicated terms and we'll keep this very systematic. Step by step, I'm not going to give you an instruction on how to build a rocket. I'm also going to show you two trade examples, which the first one is going to be beginner friendly for anybody that hasn't heard of the strategy so far at all. And the second example is going to be a little bit more niche, a scenario where a lot of traders are just going to get trapped. Now, why should you use my strategy to begin with? And if it's the right fit? First things first, it's beginner friendly. And if you are already having experience, then that's even better, as it's going to make it easier for you. My strategy has been backtested over 1,000 trades. So this is not going to be your usual TikTok strategy whatsoever, some kind of claim. It has been fully documented. It's backed up by real data. Now, all of these results lead to a very high win rate, which is going to be a 76% win rate. And you're also only going to be trading for 1 hour. That's absolute max. And in case you're going to be having second thoughts, they can click on the description. You will see this exact journal with all of the trades that I have documented. Can you imagine how long that took me journaling 1,000 trades? You can't imagine. But let's get into the video. Now, this entire strategy works on every single market. Whether it's going to be crypto, futures, Forex, I have backtested all of them. Although Forex has been the main focus. So first things first, you can see the name already. It's going to be the 15-minute range model. The very first step that you want to do is mark out your 15-minute range. In that case, your 50-minute range will be that high and also that low. Now, the way you're going to be doing this is by identifying the very recent swing lows and highs onto the chart. Now, but the reality in real price action is going to be different because it's going to look something like that, where you have a lot of structure. So all of a sudden, that high and also that low doesn't seem so obvious. What about this low? What about this low? Or maybe it was that high before, or maybe we have some kind of other high that we're going to be pointing out. This gets very confusing very fast. That's why I want you to focus. As a general rule of thumb, you only want to specify what has recently happened. You don't want to zoom out ages of the price action, just very recently. Now, from this point on, you want to start your day at exactly 8:30 New York local time. If you're going to be starting your day before that, then expect the strategy to lose. You can get 10 minutes before that onto the price action just to do your analysis quickly, but you don't want to take a trade before 8:30. Now, from this point on, you're going to be trading all the way till 2 p.m. or at least there's going to be a potential for you to take a trade until 2 p.m. Everything that happens past that is not going to be allowed for you to take a trade on. Now, but I've already explained to you that the most amount of time you'll probably be spending is going to be 1 hour. That's because across this entire time frame, so from 8:30 all the way to 2 p.m., you're going to be finding multiple different opportunities. Now, whether or not you should be trading all those multiple different opportunities is a different question, as you want to limit yourself at 1 trade a day. Okay. Now, from this point on, we also want to understand another thing. So now that we have the fundamentals done, let's understand the 50-minute range itself. First things first, you're going to be marking out your 15-minute range. That is going to be that high and also this low. In this price action, it is quite simple to say, well, because it's going to be our most extreme ranges that we have right now. Yes, maybe you're going to be counting that low, but most of the times, I really just want to look out for the recent swing high and low. The problem is though, in a real price action, it's going to look something like that, where you're also going to be having internal structure, okay? You're not only going to be having something recently in here. In these cases, it is very important for you to specify, and this is a core principle that you need to understand, otherwise it is just not going to work. You want to always zoom into the chart, and we'll be going over examples in just a second, so that you're going to be spotting a swing high and a swing low. That way, you're basically specifying it as much as possible. So now all of a sudden, it's not as subjective anymore, only that high and that low. Good, so now we already have our range defined. We want to take a trade in this entire price action move. And the question that you want to ask yourself every single day is going to be this one. Is it more likely that we're going to go for the high, or is it more likely that we're going to go for the low? Why are we doing it this way? Because now we are limiting ourselves to a 50-50 scenario. If you're going to flip a coin, 50% of the times you'll be right, no matter what direction you're going to be picking. But if we're going to be having all of these different lows, maybe that low, maybe this one, maybe a break of structure, whatever, then you're already not at a 50-50 scenario and you're basically guessing. So we're limiting ourselves with this 50-50 range. Now we want to find clues. This is going to be your higher time frame bias basically. You want to find clues on why we want to trade onto the upside or to the downside. Let's just say we want to trade higher in this example, and that is going to be decided whether or not liquidity sits above. Now, before you're going to click off and think, okay, liquidity is already too complicated, I'm going to make it as simple for you as possible, because all it really is going to be an FVG or some kind of other area that I'll be showing you that you want to trade towards. So now that we have identified that we want to trade into the high, not for the low, now we want to go on to the 1 minute time frame. Everything before was on the 50-minute time frame. So on the 1 minute time frame, what do you want to see? You want a low, a swing low to be taken out. You see, that swing low has been taken out. Once again, this has to happen past 8:30. From this point on, you want to see a movement candle. Okay, we have to break that initial high, which we have created, to break the low, and we want to break through that with a lot of momentum. Now you're just going to be taking your trade onto the upside, either for the range high or for other liquidity points that are going to be sitting higher above. So there we go. Here we are at the first example. As previously promised, I'll be giving you an entire checklist. And also watch out for the end of the video, as I'm going to give you a PDF which is going to give you more details about this entire strategy. So the very first note on our trading plan is going to be our higher time frame bias. Now this step is not mandatory, as you're mainly going to be focusing on the 50-minute range. But I want to still include it just so you're not going to get lost when you're doing this on your own. So first things first, as you can see, the way you're going to be doing this is go on to the 4-hour time frame, and you can see we are clearly trading upwards. I don't care about anything that has happened previously. I just want to see the very recent movement. So basically the same principle that we're doing on the 50-minute time frame in just a second. So you see we're creating higher highs, higher lows, higher high. Probably we're just going to continue on to the upside. Now we are going to go into the 50-minute time frame. So our higher time frame bias has been identified. Now we want to ask ourselves, where is going to be our most extreme low and our most extreme high in this price action? And I want you to focus on all of this. Nothing in here that doesn't matter. Look in this price action. It's going to be that high and also that low. All right. Now we're just going to be marking this out. This is going to be our range high. Our range low. This one is going to be our range high. So now that we have that identified, we simply want to move on to the next step. We are going to be check marking this. Now we need a liquidity rate on the 1 minute time frame. So let's go on to the 1 minute and see if we're going to get that. As you can see, we have this entire low, but we need to have all of that at what time? It's going to be 8:30. So this has to happen somewhere in here. So let's skip the entire candles and see what we're going to get. So now we are at 8:30. Keep in mind, in this moment in time, you would have already thought that we're going to trade lower, but you need to stick to the higher time frame bias. And also the reason why we want to trade higher to begin with is simply because on the 4-hour time frame, we wanted to trade higher. Now the reason why we want to trade higher and not lower is once again because of the 4-hour time frame. So from here, we need a liquidity rate that has to happen on the 1 minute time frame. Now this has to happen past 8:30. So you see, we have taken out liquidity in here, so a swing low. But the problem is this was past 8:30, so it doesn't count. Now we're just going to skip candles and wait till that happens. Still, no swing low has been taken out. Now a swing low has been taken out. So that's good stuff. And even if you're trading into the range low, is this going to be a very common question you're going to be asking yourselves? What if we have traded into the range low firstly? What are we going to do? Are we still participating for the range high, or are we just going to be changing our bias? Never change your bias. Let's put it this way. Now I'm going to be checking the 1 minute rate. Now we need a movement candle. So I want to see a candle that is strongly trading onto the upside, taking out this high, all of the previous ones basically. Let's see. That is not going to be a movement candle. Why? Because the wick is large. You want to see a candle like this one or like this one. These are going to be the candles which you like to see. Now we pretty much had our movement candle. You can also take it as that, MC. Now we want to take a trade onto the upside. Your stop loss can be below the last liquidity rate, and your take profit all the way into the range high. You're not going to be going for a 1 for 3 RR every single time. As an example, this is going to be a 1 for 1.8. This is basically what you're sacrificing in order to have such a high win rate, which is going to be 73%. From this point on, you're just going to let the trade play out. Most of the times you're going to be into the trades not for that much longer. As you can also see in the journal, which is linked down below, we're not staying in trades for hours on end. Most of the times it is going to be less than 1 hour. And as you can see, we have started the trade at 8:40 8:45 and we have been into the trade until 9:30. So that's not even 1 hour of work, which even if you're going to be taking a trade, you can already leave the charts potentially. And we have done nothing special. All we really did is identify the higher time frame bias. We identified our range high and low on the 15-minute time frame. We waited for our confirmation entry candle, which is going to be a liquidity rate lower. And then we only needed a strong movement candle onto the upside. That's all that we really did here. But not all examples are going to be looking as smooth as the one that I've just shown you. This is why I'm going to be showing a harder example right now, where the 50-minute range is not as clearly defined. Technically, when you're looking at this price action, where would you say you would mark out your 50-minute range? So it is probably going to be that low, and that is right. But which high is it going to be? Is it going to be this one? Is it going to be this one? Or something else that we need to look at? Or even just some internally? That basically leads to a lot of different questions. In these price action moves, since you already have the low identified, you just want to wait until a high has been created. In these cases, you need to basically be patient a little bit. You're going to be waiting until a high has been created, as the range is quite obvious. Even if we're going to be trading lower, the low is still obvious enough. We're waiting for the high right now. You see, we have traded lower. Now we have the opposite. The high is very clearly identified. This is going to be the high, but now the low is not as identified, as we are very close onto the low right here. You're always going to be having one of these two. Either the high or the low is well identified, and the other one is perhaps a little bit harder. From this point on, we have already moved a significant amount higher, and now we're basically in a range. You see, all of a sudden it is not looking as hard anymore. Our range low, our range high. So to get straight to the point, you just want to wait it out when you're not having a well-defined range. And now we can pretty much already start our high time frame bias. We've identified our 50-minute range. These don't have to happen in order. And from this point on, we want to see, are we trading higher or lower? You can see that yes, we have traded lower firstly, but we have taken out liquidity. Now this candle wick is showing you a rejection. If we would have closed below it with a body, this could be continuation. But since it's just a wick, that is going to be rejection. Okay, so the bias is going to be that we want to trade higher, not lower. Now we go into the 1 minute time frame, and we want to see, have we traded past 8:30? Yes, of course. Now we want to look out for a liquidity rate, which a liquidity rate has already happened countless of different times. Okay, so you can basically skip that entire one if you have already waited this out for a given amount of time, as we were waiting for the 50-minute range to be created. So as you can see, this is going to be our movement candle. We have initially broken through all of these highs, which that high was responsible for taking out the previous liquidity rate lower. I hope this doesn't get too complicated for now. And from this point on, we simply want to take a trade onto the upside. If any of this gets complicated to you, then just make sure to rewind. We want to put our stop loss below the last liquidity rate. Now in these cases, you can put your stop loss below the last liquidity rate, which is going to be in here, or your range low. But what I personally like to do in these cases, since if we're going to be aiming for the range high, this is not going to be a lot of risk to reward. So I'm going to be putting my entire stop loss below the movement candle. Believe it or not, but the movement candle is going to protect you a lot of the times. In this case, we are quite far away from the range high. We also don't really have a lot of movement that is supporting the full hour bias to trade higher. We are just seeing rejection. Rejection does not mean reversal, that we're just going to trade onto the upside. That's the reason why you're not going to be putting your take profit all the way to the range high. Instead, you want to go for something internally, such as this entire high in here. And from this point on, you want to take a trade onto the upside. Of course, you could have held this, and this probably even goes for the range high, but you want to be very picky with your take profit, or else you're not going to be having a 72% win rate. So there we go. All of our boxes are checked. We have a systematic approach on how we're going to be taking trades every single day. So there you go, guys. On the screen right now, there's going to be another video which is going to be just as valuable as this one. Make sure to click on it as the video is about to end. Once again, this strategy has been backtested over 1,000 of trades. If you're interested, I also do one-on-one mentoring, but you don't have to join. And as usual, guys, trade based off data and not guesses.